Alright, hey there YouTube. Just wanted to do an update on my quad. As you can see, I got a few new parts. New seat, gas tank, hood, some reeds. Got a new power cord 2, silencer, pipe. So some future plans I'm doing with it. You could also see I got some new tires for the front. I'll show you this right now. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well, the top end wound up blowing on me, hence why all the parts are taken off. Though I did get a few new parts. I got new reeds. These are crap. Voice-induced power reeds, dual stage. I got new tires, as you can see. Those are Artrax MXTRs. Kind of okay. I mean, I've never ridden them yet. First impressions suck, but we'll see how they go. I got new Works dual rate shocks in the front. Got them off a friend from Blastiforum. These are MSR bars, ATV high bend. And it's my rental bar pad. Got a new brake cable for the front. Just got that. What else did I got? I spent a shitload of money. Got a new tether right here. It's an actual tether instead of the cheap, crappy one that I had before. That one winded up breaking on me. I was riding during practice. My foot caught on the string. The string was like always out to here, so it always hung down and stuff. So it caught on the string, it ripped out, and it never shut off the quad, which was bad, and some other things. So I wound up getting a new one of those. Refilled my shock, back shock, along with the grips, the bars, race cut my fenders. I guess you could call it a race cut. It's just I cut those off because I got kind of annoying having giant parachutes. You can see you did an okay job rounding the corners off and everything. I tried lightening the flywheel. Didn't really work. So that didn't work. I was going to do, I'll tell you the story for the top end in a second. I was going to do a +4 mod, but that never did. So, I'm trying to think what else I got. Spent a lot of money. You can see I took the skid plate off in the back. There's really no reason to have it. I'm not trail riding or anything. I should be having YFZ heel guards coming in. I don't know about those yet. Yeah. What else did I get? I got a few things. Alright, so the story at the top end. Basically, during the last race I posted in the video, Motocross is my drug. The one video I posted was the race. It was the Englishtown race. And I had a whole list of problems that were going on. First thing was first, like I was riding during practice, and like I said, the tether broke, so I needed to find a tether, and luckily I had a friend there who spared me one, so I could at least race, and then I got that new one. And so I got that running, and I'm like, alright, perfect, you know, it's fine, this and that. And then during practice again, I was trying to do a hole shot, so I was pushing it pretty hard, and I went through a puddle, and I run no airbox lid, just because it's more power. But so I hit the puddle at full throttle. Water got in the airbox, it got inside the engine, and it bogged down, and I'm like, thought nothing of it. I'm like, alright, it's just water. When I get back, I'll pull the plug and drain the airbox out. So I got back to the thing, or the pits, and it started bogging down a lot. So I'm like, alright, whatever. It's probably just the water. I drained it out, took the carb apart, drained all the gas out of that, let some gas run out of the gas tank a little bit, just to make sure. And so got everything together, went to go back out, and it was kind of hard starting, gave off a few little pops and whatnot, and I'm like, oh, okay, it was just some leftover water in the tank, or in the cylinder. I got over to there. It was running fine after that, and I went to take off, and right about third gear, about, I don't know, half throttle or so, it just started going backfiring and popping, and it was pretty bad. I had no power. It sounded like either it was really flooded or it had no spark. So I spent about the entire day trying to figure out what it could be, and then eventually I figured out what it was, and if you can see right here, this orange wire comes from the CDI. When I hit the puddle, it popped out. So I'm like, okay, well, I figured it out now. It's fine. It's running good. I went out for one practice, came back. It was running perfect. So I'm like, great. I go and pack the car up. We leave. It was at like 6 o'clock. I spent the entire day trying to figure it out. It's a stupid wire. And come back the next day, pull it out of the car, put some fresh gas in it, went to start it, and it took like 3 or 4 kicks on full choke, and the gas was on. It was on for a few minutes, so it was inside the carburetor, and or 5 kicks, and I'm like, that's a little strange. So anyway, it did start, and then it wasn't running that great, but I don't know. I figured it was the wire, so I pushed the wire back in. I go and go up to the riders meeting, start, or they start the meeting and whatnot, and I go back. I went to go start it, and the thing was dead. Did not start for nothing. So now I was the second race out, and usually that gave me about 15 minutes from the first race, so I had 15 minutes to get it running. I took the carburetor apart, took the reeds out. Turns out the reeds were bent. So what happened was I hit the puddle at full throttle, the reeds were all the way open. The water went in and pushed them back further and bent them. So they weren't fully seated. And so I'm like, alright, that's no big deal. Bent them back a little bit, flipped them the other way, and put them back together, and the thing would not start anymore. And just would not start. So eventually I found a friend who had a utility quad with a tire strapped to the front. He gave me a bump start, and it started up. It was running horrible, though, and it would not idle or anything. It had no power. I made it up to the gate. I had about 2 minutes to spare. As soon as I got to the gate dropped. So, couldn't even do anything. Couldn't get anything settled or anything. Wound up coming in last. I took a corner too fast, fell, and bent the bars. I gave them away. So the bars, this one was bent way down here, and the whole bar itself was bent all the way down here. So I was riding really funky. I finished the race, got back to the pits. The quad just instantly stalled out. It was not running at all. So I'm like, alright, it's not a big deal. I still have the second moto. I go, take everything apart. I had about 3 hours to do this, I think. Yeah, just about 3 hours until everyone got through. Took everything apart, took the reeds out, bent the reeds back to normal, and then tried to at least. Put everything together, and it took 2 kicks to start, and it revved pretty nicely. Looked at the time, and it still had about an hour left, an hour and a half, so I figured, you know what, may as well still, try to make it a little bit better. I put credit cards in there, and it made it a lot better, but it was still not, like, the way it's supposed to be. So I went out to the second race, still went out, went a few laps and whatnot, wound up coming in last again, and it still had no power once at all. And so that was the end of that. Come home and I bought the new reeds and whatnot. So there's that. And when I got everything together, my other race got canceled, but I wanted to go. And so I'm like, well, you know what, since this got canceled, I have about another month or so until my next race. So I figured I'll do a +4 mod, timing mod. So I took flywheel off, and I'm playing with this thing, and I realized it has a really loud clunk. So anytime you turned it up, it reached the top of its compression stroke, and went clunk, clunk. And so I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. And also it had no compression. So once it reached a compression stroke, you waited for about a second and you could just free spin it. And it was not doing anything. So I'm like, well, that sucks. So I had no compression and it made a loud slap. Here's a cylinder. It's filled with tape. As you can see, there's not many scratches on it or anything like that. It's in really good condition. You can't really see there because the paper's there. What was happening was, I guess, water got in there. When I took it apart, the rings weren't in the right place. They were completely to the side. That's why I lost all the compression. And also, the cylinder or the piston to cylinder clearance is way out of spec. It was some moron before me, or actually before him, bored the cylinder at the .30 and stuck a .10 piston in there, or stock piston back in. So as the compression stroke went up, it created the pressure, and the rod made it snap the piston against the side of the cylinder. And you can see on the cylinder that there's marks on the piston, an imprint. So I ended up going through the top end rebuild. So far, that's still underway. It's still getting done. Never did the +4 mod. So I don't know. I just never did. I was trying to lighten it, but as you can see, that did not go too well. So yeah, I have a few. So SCD, or on Blast Forum, Civic Dude, SICIVICDUDE, hooked me up with a few motor mods and stuff like that. I'm doing a head rechambered, and I'm doing porting, and also a new Wesco piston. It's .10 over. So that's my mods for now. I'll listen to the next race. I'm hoping to be racing again August 26th. So we'll see how that goes. I'll post a video about it. But yeah, so that was my story with that. And that's why everything's apart in pieces. Buy all these new parts. Spend about $100, more money than I had. Even, so I owe a few people money. And it decides to blow the top end. Great. So yeah. But anyway, I got new tires. I adjusted the tie rods again. Everything's ready to go. I just need to put the cylinder together, put everything back on, and then just basically break it in and go. Run a few tanks through it. But yeah. So this season, my last season for schoolboy, so I'm 15. This is getting bored up to a 197cc, I believe. So this is .10 over, or something of the sorts. We did that on purpose, that way I could finish the season with the 200, because if I bore it to .40 over from what that cylinder is, it would have been over 200 cc's. And it's minuscule, but you know what? Whatever. Boring doesn't give you much power anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But so I'm going to be out of schoolboy, either into college boy or C class. Hopefully with those motor mods that I've done, suspension, pipe, airbox, and I have to rejet the carburetor. I'm probably going to get a new carb, 28mm or something of the sorts. We'll see. It'll be a lot faster, and I'll at least be able to keep up. Maybe not even whole shot, actually probably not even whole shot at all, but I'm looking just to keep up. Because, you know, the whole reason to get into racing in the first place was to have fun with it. Because I've been into quads all my life, and then had to sell my other one because it broke beyond repair. Or actually, it was repairable, but it was $1,500 to repair when I bought the quad for like $800, and it wasn't worth it, so it's too small now. So I just want to be able to keep up and just have fun with it, you know. Maybe get better, or actually I want to get better, I want to win and stuff like that, but I just want to have fun. Maybe look into getting first place or something. C class, that'd be funny. Yeah. So when I bought the new tires, I guess, brought them to a dealer for them to put together, and we put this one on good. Then that one had a bent rim, so I brought it home, tried to bend the rim back, didn't work. Brought it back to him with a new rim. He popped that tire off and put it on this new rim, but when he popped it off, he broke the bead on it, and so the bead was ripped. So when he put it on the new rim, anytime he pushed on the sidewall of the tire over here, actually I believe it's right here, it leaked like crazy. and it would not hold air. So I went to another place. The guy offered me basically free tire mountings for life, which is pretty awesome. So if you're watching this video, thank you for that. And he fixed it somewhat. He just put a lot of bead sealer on there, and hopefully it's going to hold. I don't know. So far it seems really strong and it hasn't lost anything at all. But that's pretty much about it. There's nothing else much going on. Hoping to have it ready, getting going again soon. Within the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping. I'll be so happy if I do. Also, another thing, I'm doing a small engine repair business. So I have 2 chainsaws right there. I'm trying to sell the bottom one. That one, the leaf blower. I repair them and sell them back. If you live in the area of Kinnelon, Butler, Wayne, anywhere around there, don't feel free to call me or anything like that, or comment on my video, and I'll hook you up with the deal. Basically, I fix anything from snow blowers, lawn mowers, leaf blowers, weed whackers, chainsaws, anything with a small engine, for $50, no matter what it is. So the chainsaw is $50. The leaf blower is $50, no matter what it is, unless I need parts. Now, parts, I'm talking to like pretty big parts, like a spark plug. I'm not going to charge you for that because it's not a big deal. But so if you want something fixed, feel free to contact me. I will definitely fix it for you if it's possible. If not, I'll let you know, and I'll call you and all that other stuff before I do any work on it to let you know what's wrong with it and stuff like that. I'm pretty flexible with all that. I just need to make some extra money now to fix this thing up. That's pretty much it. Nothing else going on. Didn't really do much of anything. So yeah. Alright, well, thanks for watching.